Have you ever wondered whether Rust can be used for ML, whether it's fast enough, whether the ecosystem is mature enough? Let's explore machine learning with Rust. Before we even talk about training models or running neural networks, let's start with the backbone of machine learning: tensors and matrices. In Python, you'd use NumPy. In Rust, the equivalent is ndarray. Create a new project and add this dependency in cargo.toml. Open main.rs and write this code. Let me explain what's happening. ndarray represents n-dimensional arrays using efficient, contiguous memory layouts. Here A and B are 2D arrays, matrices, initialized with floating point numbers using the convenient array macro. The core operations involve element-wise addition to create sum and a matrix dot product to calculate product. Note that for the dot product to work, we need to transpose B using the t method, converting it from a 2x3 array to a 3x2 array, which satisfies the matrix multiplication rule for an input 2x3 array, A. Finally, we print the results of both operations to the console. If we run the program, it will print the sum and dot product of these matrices. The output shows the results of the two array operations. Sum is where each element in A is added to the corresponding element in B. For example, 1 plus 10 is equal to 11. The resulting array has the same shape as the inputs, which is 2x3. Dot product. Since A is 2x3 and 3x2, the resulting product array is a 2x2 matrix. This is the foundation you need for any ML computations in Rust. Now let's move from raw matrices to actual ML. Now let's talk about linfa. If you think of Python libraries, like ndarray is equivalent to NumPy, scikit-learn equivalent is linfa in Rust. That's the relationship. Linfa is a collection of classical machine learning algorithms implemented in pure Rust. It includes logistic regression, linear regression, SVMs, k-means, Gaussian mixture models, decision trees, and more. Let's create a simple logistic regression example. Update cargo.toml with these dependencies. In main.rs, we perform a basic binary classification task using logistic regression. First, we define the input feature matrix, data, 4 samples with 2 features each, and the corresponding binary labels, targets. The targets array is intentionally structured. The first 2 rows of data have generally lower feature values, less than 5, and are assigned label 0. The last 2 rows have generally higher feature values, greater than 5, and are assigned label 1. These are combined into a dataset object, which is the standard input format for linfa models. We then initialize a default logistic regression model and trains it using the fit method on the prepared dataset. Finally, the trained model is used to make predictions on 2 new data points, new points. The output predictions, 0, 1, represents the class labels assigned by the trained logistic regression model to the 2 new input points. The first data point has values less than 5, aligning with the training pattern for class 0, so it is predicted as 0. The second data point has values greater than 5, aligning with the training pattern for class 1, so it is predicted as 1. The model successfully learned the distinction that points with smaller feature values belong to class 0 and points with larger feature values belong to class 1, and generalized this pattern to the new inputs. So now you're doing traditional ML classification, entirely in Rust. Linfa is great for classical ML tasks: clustering, regression, classification, dimensionality reduction. But what if you want a bigger toolbox? SmartCore is another Rust ML library, similar to scikit-learn. It includes random forests, gradient boosting, SVM, naive Bayes, linear models, clustering, feature scaling. Add these dependencies to cargo.toml. Let's do a random forest example. This code demonstrates a basic classification workflow using the SmartCore machine learning library, which is a powerful alternative to linfa. The program first generates 100 random 2-feature data points and assigns simple binary labels, 0 or 1, based on their index's parity, structuring the data into a dense matrix. It then uses train test split to partition the data into 80% for training and 20% for testing. A random forest classifier is initialized with default parameters and trained using the fit method on the training data. Finally, the model uses the predict method to classify the unseen test data, prints the resulting predictions, and saves the test data along with the predictions to a markdown formatted file named predictions.csv for easy viewing and analysis. The output shows the X-test data, a dense matrix containing 20 rows, 20% of 100, and 2 columns, the 2 features, and the resulting predictions array. The predictions array holds the binary class labels, 0 or 1, assigned by the random forest model to the 20 test data points. Notice that SmartCore gives you lots of traditional ML tools with an API quite close to scikit-learn. That means you can solve structured data problems right away in Rust. Now, if you want deep learning, neural networks, CNNs, transformers, you'll usually want GPU acceleration. Rust does not yet have a native deep learning library as mature as PyTorch, but it does have tch-rs, which gives Rust bindings to the full PyTorch C++ backend. And the amazing part? You can load and run PyTorch models trained in Python, directly in Rust. Let's add it in cargo.toml. In main.rs, write a simple example that does tensor operations. Here we are performing a basic element-wise operation on one-dimensional arrays, vectors. We initialize 2 1D tensors, A and B, from slices of floating-point numbers. We then compute the element-wise sum of the 2 tensors, storing the result in the sum variable. This operation is a fundamental building block in deep learning, demonstrating how the tch-crate enables efficient tensor arithmetic. The output is the result of the element-wise addition of the 2 input tensors A and B. Now let's load a PyTorch model, for example. MNIST classifier exported as model.pt. This code demonstrates how to perform model inference by loading a pre-trained PyTorch model using the tch-crate. It first specifies the path to the torch script file, model.pt, and sets the computation device to CPU. It then loads the model's weights and structure into a C module using load on device. Next, it creates a random input tensor with the shape 1, 1, 28, 28, representing a single 28 by 28 grayscale image, like an MNIST digit, and performs a forward pass through the loaded model using model.forwardTS within a no-grad block, which is essential for inference tasks to prevent unnecessary gradient tracking. The resulting classification scores are then printed as a tensor. The model.pt file was generated using a simple Python script with PyTorch. This script defined a small convolutional neural network, CNN, for classifying NIST digits, briefly trained it on a subset of the data, and then converted or trace the trained model into the torch script format. Torch script is the serialized, platform-independent representation of a PyTorch model, allowing it to be loaded and run in environments like Rust with the tch-crate, which is exactly what the Rust code is doing. The output indicates the structure of the prediction tensor returned by the model. 110. This is the shape of the output tensor. It represents 1 sample, the input image, and 10 output values. Since this is an MNIST classifier, these 10 values are the raw classification scores, logits, corresponding to the 10 possible digits, 0 through 9. The digit with the highest score is the model's prediction. This is huge. It means you can train in Python, use PyTorch's ecosystem, GPUs, notebooks, everything, and then deploy in Rust for blazing fast inference, memory safety, low-level execution, WebAssembly deployment, embedded systems. This is extremely powerful in production settings. Now let's talk about one of the most exciting new ML frameworks in Rust, Burn. Burn is written almost entirely in Rust. It provides autograd, automatic differentiation, tensors, neural network modules, training loop utilities, backend abstraction, CPU, GPU via WebGPU, etc. A pipeline similar to PyTorch or JX. Let's add Burn in cargo.toml. Here's a small example creating tensors and performing operations. Here we are performing a fundamental linear algebra operation, matrix multiplication. First, we define backend to use the ndarray implementation with standard 32-bit floats. We then initialize 2 2x2 tensors, A and B, using the fromFloats method. The core action is the matrix multiplication performed by a.matmul, which computes the product of the 2 matrices according to the standard linear algebra rules. This demonstrates how Burn abstracts the hardware-specific details, allowing you to focus on the tensor computations themselves. The output shows the result of the matrix multiplication. Now let's look at a neural network example using Burn. This Rust code demonstrates how to define and use a simple, custom neural network called MLP, multi-layer perceptron, using the Bern deep learning framework. The MLP struct is built with two fully connected linear layers, FC1 and FC2, and implements the module trait. The new function initializes these layers with specific dimensions: 2 input features to 4 hidden features in FC1 and 4 hidden features to 1 output feature in FC2. The forward function defines the network's computation flow. The input X passes through FC1, followed by a nonlinear ReLU activation, and finally through FC2 to produce the output. In the main function, an instance of MLP is created, a sample input tensor X, a single 1x2 data point, is defined, and the forward pass is executed to get the final network output. The output represents the result of passing the input data through the untrained neural network. Shape confirms the output shape. One sample, the single input row, 1.0, 2.0, and one output feature, as defined by the final layer, FC2 4:1. Value is 0.49. Since the model was just initialized, using random weights in FC1 and FC2, and not trained on any data, this specific floating point number is simply the result of the initial random matrix multiplications and the ReLU activation. In a real application, this value would represent a meaningful prediction only after the model has been trained. This feels very similar to PyTorch modules, except this is native Rust code. Bern supports training, datasets, losses, optimizers, and even GPU via WebGPU as a backend. Bern is still new but evolving very fast. Alright, you now understand how Rust handles numerical computing, how classical ML works in Rust, how to run PyTorch models in Rust, and how to build neural networks in a pure Rust ecosystem. Rust's machine learning ecosystem is growing rapidly. Let me know in the comments which ML library you're most excited to learn.